Greetings, students. We're back for our second keywords and concepts video. So our last video was about why the Brits did not want to let us go. This video is more about why we wanted to go. We were done. We were very, very done. So you guys know about taxes. I do not need to tell anybody in this classroom, this virtual classroom, about taxes and Americans, right? We don't like paying taxes. We know this part. So you know about the Stamp Act and all that stuff. Let's talk about some other causes, though. Let's talk about some other things that was going on at the same time that was really bugging us. So the documentary does a really good job of going over this. The Raid of the Liberty. Now, this was John Hancock's ship. It was boarded in Boston, and it was raided for refusing to pay taxes, unreasonable taxes. And we didn't like that. Part of the reason we didn't like that is because we all knew about it, right? And we all knew about it because of newspapers and broadsides. We were an incredibly connected country, even for this time. Every major town had newspapers. Everybody could access the newspapers. People gave them, you would buy them and then leave them so that people could read them. There was that. We also have broadsides in here. So we're going to talk a little bit. What is a broadside? A broadside's kind of a newspaper. It's not really. It's one page. It's one singular page, and it's very, very big. So imagine like an old-fashioned regular newspaper that you have to fold up. Imagine just one of those pages. That's a broadside. Okay, so it would be printed front and back. That's how most people got the Declaration the first time, the Constitution, things like that. It was a very cheap method of printing, so you could get information out very quickly. So we were communicating all of this, right? We were communicating that John Hancock's ship got raided. We were communicating about the taxes. We were communicating about the massacres. So we knew what was going on. The Brits didn't think that we were going to be this connected. It really kind of threw them off. Another big thing, like a very big thing that was going on here, we were very irritated about the proclamation line. What on earth is a proclamation line? All right. So there was a treaty, 1763, between the British people and the indigenous folks of our country, promising that the Brits would not go further west than the Appalachian Mountains. Yes, those Appalachian Mountains, like the ones here. So this was the frontier, guys. People make fun of PA for having an Old West museum. They shouldn't. We were the Old West up until like the 1840s. It was really hard to go further than the Appalachians with that kind of technology. So we didn't like that. We didn't like being told that we couldn't go further and continue to take the land that we thought was ours, right? So that was a huge bone of contention. And then finally, this has nothing to do with why we were done, but I'm just throwing it in here because I need to correct the record. Paul Revere is awesome. I don't have a problem with Paul Revere, but he had a very good publicist. He actually didn't complete his midnight ride. He got busted. He and all three of the men he was riding with actually got busted, captured by the British before they reached Concord. They took his horse. The other guy lost his horse. But Dr. Samuel Prescott managed to regain control of his horse and go on to warn the militia at Concord. So yes, while Paul Revere did warn our troops at Lexington, he was captured before he got to Concord. So he can just thank Longfellow and the poem for his excellent PR in the world. All right, I'll be back for the next video on the revolution itself.